So we've got a great audience here tonight, a lot of information we shared with you. I want to introduce you to Cheryl, who is a business librarian, who will tell you about the wonderful resources you have in this library. It's great.
Thank you, John. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As John said, my name is Cheryl Fortman. I've been the business librarian here for 4 years. My job here is to help you grow your business. We have a number of valuable resources that you can use from home if you have an Elmhurst library card. If you do not, you're welcome to come to the library here and use any of our resources. A new resource that we just purchased is called Gail's Small Business Builder. It will actually give you a step-by-step approach to building a business plan. So if that's something you need to do, or maybe you need to expand on, or find out if your business idea will work, it's a great tool to use. Again, you can use it from home, but if you don't have a card, you're welcome to come here and use it. There's a couple copies of our fine print in the back if you're interested. Most of our programming is open. We have some VIP programs that are not open to the public, but for the most part, if you don't live in town, you can sign up a week before the program. And we offer some really great programming. And I know John mentioned just a little while ago about our roundtable discussion. That is open to everyone. We open the library up at 8 o'clock, an hour early. And we have coffee and we have a roundtable discussion, usually a topic that John will tell you about next week's topic. But we'd love to have you come and just sit and network. It's a great group to network with. So the next roundtable discussion is on May 17th at 8 a.m. We usually finish up around 9:30. So thank you for coming.
Cheryl, do you want to talk about the business center?
So there is a business center upstairs that has all of, we've taken all of our business reference work and we've taken it out and moved it to what we call our business center. There are tables there for networking and collaborating. There's individual workstations. All of our reference material is there. So, and it's upstairs. It's just a nice area to work. So if you're looking for a place to just work and you want to get out of your house or your business, come and see us. Thank you.
It's a great asset, yeah.
It is.
So the topic this Thursday, next Thursday, is going to be how to overcome common challenges and help your small business grow. So we get in there, we talk, we kick around the discussion and pointing out things that we need to do. And then each of you always has ideas of things that will work for you, might work for other people, or questions that you have that you might want answered. We go around the room, we talk, we drink a little coffee, we try to help you get started on your business. So that's the deal. Last thing before I turn it over to Virginia, if anybody is interested in trying to win $20,000, okay? You want them all? All you have to do is give your business pitch, okay? 90 seconds is all you need to do. You need to do it at the Microsoft store in Oak Grove. It's not that far away. You can almost walk there from here. Now, what's your chances of getting into the Microsoft business pitch for $20,000, right? I will share some inside baseball with you that they're looking for people to pitch their business. Why do you think they're looking for people to pitch their business at Microsoft? Because they want more people there. And you can go in and go out, and it doesn't cost you a cent. 90 seconds max. You only get to submit once, but it's worth a shot. Where else can you get 20 grand? By talking about your business. You got time to practice. This ends on the 23rd. So if you want one of these, I can tell you more about it, or we can, oh my God. No, I don't have it. Can you help? Did you make a picture?
I can't make anything like that quick, but I could.
I can just take a picture with my phone.
Yeah, here,
All right.
just take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then come to me, I'm a business card, come to me and ask a question. Okay, let's turn over to the worker bee tonight. Virginia does a wonderful job for you and for SCORE and small businesses around our area, so.
Thank you,
there are.
John. Thank you, Cheryl. It's always a pleasure to speak at the Elmhurst Library. My name is Virginia Weiskopf of Weiskopf Consulting, all things technical and social. I've been in the business about 20 years, so I've done a lot of different things because technology 20 years ago and technology now is completely different. I do digital media, I do IT support, I do education, and I do custom databases. So I have a crew that helps me with that, and so my shtick is that I want technology to be your best employee, right? Not the one that stresses you out. So that's what I pitch to my clients. But tonight, we're going to talk about social media and how to use social media to drive business back to you. So there's a lot that goes on. Oops, I went too far. You know, we need to know who, what, why, where, and when. Right? Which platforms do we want to use? Where do we want to be? Where are we going to find our clients? And how are we going to do that? And we are going to talk about all of those things tonight. Are all of you on social media at this point as businesses, right? Okay.
I'm not.
So, you're not? Oh, newbie. Okay. So I need to look to see. So I went out to look at some social media statistics. You're going to get, since I'm a database person, I have to give statistics. So this is the newest one that I could find from January this year, and it shows age groups and who uses social media. The reasons they do it is to stay in touch, to market, to connect, all different types of things on social media. But you can see that it's been a steady incline here. So this, it puts you down here. I'm assuming you're the 37% down here. No? Or are you the 64%? Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
Good answer. So it's grown dramatically. We're all there in some way, shape, or form because that's where it is. So one of the things that I want to talk about is privacy, because all of you have gotten emails on your social media platforms in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks about the fact that they've changed their privacy. And we need to address it. The European Union is putting in something called the GDPR. Does anyone know what that is? They are new privacy laws in Europe that really skew towards my rights. Not as far as I would like them as my rights, but they're skewed towards that so that you have possession of who's going to market to you. The flip side of that, as a marketer, means you're going to get less information and have to do some extra authentication to get there. It's starting in Europe, and it's going to get here at some point. But the fact is, and this is from 2016, this one right here, and we lose control. We want to protect our data, and we struggle to understand it. There was this article in the Wall Street Journal about 3 weeks ago that talked about these two girls that were meeting to go out. They were going to meet for coffee. They texted each other back and forth. The one girl used Google Maps or Waze to get over there, and then they ordered a pizza online, and then they downloaded a movie from Netflix. And it showed on the left-hand side all the data they collected, obviously, to get their programs to work. But then on the right-hand side, it showed all the other information that these platforms were collecting behind the scenes. And that's just a matter of fact, that it's collecting data all the time. And we benefit from it as marketers, and we don't benefit from it as individuals. So 61% of Facebook users say they've taken a break. How many of you have taken a break from Facebook at one? Oh, here, yeah, we have some. Because you're just so addicted to it, you just have to shut it down. And how many of you know how to use an incognito browser? Oh, that's more than I thought. An incognito browser is when you go on the browser and ask not to be tracked. And you can do it in Chrome. I think you can do it in Firefox too. What do you use?
I use Chrome.
Okay, yeah.
I do it Firefox.
Okay, I assumed you could, I just don't use it that often. So I think that as we learn to market on the platforms, we need to be aware of where the privacy is going to start stumbling for us. They're not going to give us as much information. When we do our selected audiences, there's going to be issues, and we'll get to that. But I wanted to address that right away. So now, why do we want to use social media? Because everyone is there. Everyone is online. So here you can see by age group and by the platforms where people are. So this helps you. You're going to get these. First of all, we're streaming live on YouTube right now, just so you all know. And you will also get the link to this, and Cheryl and John will send you slides, and so will I, so you'll get it. But you can see where you want to be. Here's Facebook up here. This little dot right here is YouTube. And then all the rest of them are kind of down here in a clump. and how they use them, okay? But you need to know where your demographic is to know which platform you need to be on. So this is just a quick slide to show you how many monthly users, and we'll talk about that when we talk about each different platform that we go through. Problem is with Facebook, as mad as we get with it, it's where everyone is. There's no alternative to it at this point. When I work with my clients now in marketing, I'm pushing a lot more of them towards YouTube as a second means, and I'll talk about that when I get to that platform. So there's some of these that are not like WhatsApp and Snapchat, and WeChat, all of them don't have monetary pieces yet, so they're not there to market. It was just a graphic that I pulled. So, almost 8 in 10 people use social media, so everyone's there. And these are just statistics. 45% have taken a selfie. How many here have not taken a selfie? I'm gonna go with, you've taken a selfie?
I still have a flip phone,
Okay.
which I just lost. I'm looking for it.
Who knows what food porn is? Okay, thank you. Do the rest of you want to know what food porn is? It's those people who are on Facebook, take pictures or on Instagram and have to post everything they're eating. And everyone gets personal satisfaction about someone liking or commenting or reacting to what you post. This is word porn as opposed to food porn, okay? Same thing, it's posting just words to get a reaction. How many of you checked your email since you got in the room? Okay. How many checked your social media sites since you got in the room? How many times a day do you guys think you check your phones? A lot, that's all we're doing? It's coming up.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So this is a breakdown of when people are on the social networks. So you need to know this so you can time when you make your posts, when you send out your email, when you're doing it, when are they looking at these things, okay? Where people check their social media. So here's where it is, and these is the usage. I don't need to go over all the statistics. You can read them, you can take a moment, but there's more statistics than you can fill the library with, actually. So, but the proportion of businesses that are using social media is less than 50% are not, right? The people who aren't there are missing the boat. If you are not using social media to promote your business, then you're not where you need to be. So large businesses use it because they can afford to put a whole, summer intern camp on all their social media. You cannot, but you need to be there. So marketers look at, and you as marketers, because that's why you're here as a marketer, look at which social medias are going to get them their bang for their buck. And this doesn't mean just posting, this means using it as an advertising platform and paying for it. So here you can see B2B, so let's do this. How many are B2B? B2B is business to business. B2C, business to consumer. Okay, and some of you aren't anything. Okay. So you can see right here, LinkedIn is much more prevalent for the B2B type, where Facebook is more prevalent for the B2C type. So you need to be where your client is. So there was this, they did a survey, and it wants to know where the ROI is, because it's very hard to measure ROI when it comes to social media. Just putting a post up doesn't do it. You need to have a call to action that pushes them somewhere where you, oh, I'm sorry.
What is ROI?
Return on investment. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
You missed your, you
I
were
was gonna
playing
say
on
it,
your
and I
phone.
didn't try.
Playing on your phone.
No, I was going to say it, and I said.
When I use acronyms, John usually flags me
I
down.
will go back into full active mode.
Okay, I apologize. ROI is return on investment.
That's
So,
two that you did.
what was the other one?
B2B. B2B and B2C.
Okay.
Thank you. Continue.
So, Twitter's 2.2 return on investment, Google is 2.4, your website is about 15%, Facebook is about 20%, LinkedIn is about 33%, and email is about 30%. So these are the platforms where you can see a direct connection, but you need to know what you're measuring when you do it. So there are a lot of reasons to use social media. I can give you all kinds of statistics that are up here, but the fact is how many of you have purchased something because you saw someone write about it, tweet about it, or share it on a social media platform? Yeah, so it does have weight behind it, so you need to be able to use that. So when we talk about social media, we talk about flipping the funnel, because it used to be, in John's age, that we put an ad in the newspaper, you throw it to everyone and see who it came in. But that's not what we do anymore. Social media is targeting people. We're looking for specific people. So if I was targeting all the men who are under 35 in here, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I was targeting. But I'm talking directly to them about something that's important to them, that's something that means something to you. To send the same marketing thing to everyone, I'm not going to get any response from you. There was a quote I used in one of my presentations from Zig Ziglar that says, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. Every single time. So when we flip the funnel, we are targeting specific people. We know who they are. We know their age, their demographic, what kind of business they're in, what their likes or dislikes are. We want to target that person because that's who it is that we want to market to. These gentlemen back here with the baseball thing, I am not your demographic, right? Now John would be your demographic because he has a son in baseball. But those are things you have to figure out. So, and what we do on social media is not sell to people, we engage with them. We start a relationship with them. We start a conversation. It's not buy now, look at this. It's look what I can tell you, look what I can share with you, and start that interaction. So, because you want to use your social media platform to build a relationship with these people, to find a direct connect with them, whether it's a text service, whether it's email marketing, whatever it is, so you can market directly to them. And you want to grow your email list, and you want to increase your brand awareness. You want to use it and have specific goals on your social media platforms. So these are my social media platforms. Facebook, Google, and when I say Google, it's Google My Business. Excuse me. How many of you have your business in Google My Business? Excellent. For those that don't, that's the very first thing you have to do. Because, and I'll show you later, you need to be there. Who is saying when they Google themselves, they want to be more present? Is your business on Google My Business?
I don't even know what it is.
Okay, yeah, you need to do that.
That's why I'm there.
It's a free platform. You just have to put in the information. It's what pushes you out, and I'll show you when we're on the platform. YouTube is big. LinkedIn is big for business to business. Pinterest, how many in here are on Pinterest? Yeah, all the women. Okay, we're good. We're good. And then I have email marketing and I have a blog. Those are the things I use in my business for my personal business. So we're going to start with Facebook, and I want you guys, during when I'm talking about these platforms, to ask me questions. It's better to ask them now than to wait till the end and you forgot. So it is the largest social sharing platform in the world. We don't have another alternative, and they keep changing the rules on us all the time. All the time. It gets, if at this point, if you haven't been on it and got an organic reach from it, you're not going to get it, you're going to have to pay. That doesn't mean you don't have to play the game, but it's harder and harder to get that organic reach. It likes text, videos, and John was doing Facebook Live just a minute ago and pushing it.
The right way.
Yes, pushing it out, which is a great way because now they're giving people who go live on Facebook so much more in their algorithm presence to move it up. And I would even say if you have a business and you can start a Facebook group instead of a Facebook page, but you have to work it, I would do the group and go live at least once a week to keep that feed going.
And it's not that hard.
It's not. It's not. It's a strategy. You have to look at what you want to achieve, because when you have a group and you post, everyone gets a notification of what's going on. When you have a business page, the algorithm comes into play, and you may, if I post something, these two guys may get it, right? And And so he doesn't get it, so it's fallen down. So my chance here is if he doesn't like, share, or comment, it's fallen off the face of the earth. Now, if he likes or shares or comments, it might give it to those 3 guys. And so it keeps pushing it out.
You're saying I wouldn't get it because I don't have a smartphone.
Well, you have a computer though, right?
Yeah.
And you're on Facebook? Well, so there's another problem I have. You're not there. So you would not get it, no. But you understand what I mean when you've seen things you've liked or commented or saw, and it was a week ago, and now it's back up at the top of your feed because it's went to a whole bunch of other people, yes.
I have 2 comments before I forget. Question. So if you have a Facebook business page, do you have a really good intending to it? Is it worth it to convert it into a group?
Yes, if you have a plan to do it. You know, you said you were an acupuncturist, right?
I still am.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
I get it.
Okay, so you might want to, once a week, talk about pressure points, you know, and do a live on there and talk about it and invite people to comment or tell them what their ailments are and have conversations on that group. Because now you have interaction. As opposed to a Facebook business page, which I have a business page, I don't have a group at this point. You just keep pushing things out. I put a lot of content. Was that I want to say something or sorry. I push a lot of content out, helps how to, what's going on my page. It's a resource page, okay? But that's what I do. You, on the other hand, the group could be a resource group, but the more people you get to be in it and comment on it and share with other people, it goes to all of them.
So switch it to.
You can't switch it to a group.
I can start a new group and let that one.
You want to start a new group, you want to invite everyone who's on your old Facebook page to the new group. You want to let them know what's going to happen on the group. And whenever anyone joins the group, you want to welcome them. You might not want to do it every day, but every 3 days, if 1 or 2 people, you want to say, I want to welcome to our group, and list their names. Because everyone likes to be welcomed. I'll be right with you. She's
And
on a
then
roll back there.
when you're starting, well, I've seen the new trend is now before they accept somebody in a group, they ask you like a couple of questions.
I have a hard time hearing you.
That's probably
Okay,
more of a.
she's asking about, so you can have a private group or you can have an open group, and that's something you have to decide when you sit down and make your plan. If you have a private group, you're back to the same point where not everyone can find you. And yes, you have the right to keep or let anyone go, right? If someone gets on and starts putting a whole bunch of stuff on, you can get rid of them. Right.
And the second thing connected to that is so when you said using, can you do like a YouTube, can you connect Facebook to YouTube to capture for both of them?
No,
No.
they don't play good in the sandbox together. Google and Facebook, you know,
Can you do a YouTube video and link it together?
you can do a YouTube video, download it, and upload it to Facebook.
But that's not as good as the Facebook Live.
If you're using Facebook Live, and Facebook Live is your group, right, and you're going live in your group, you can download that video when you're done, move it over to YouTube, title it as a how-to video, and put it there.
Got it.
And that's what I would do,
Okay.
okay? Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I was just in another group and we were talking about Facebook etiquette and somebody was saying people were adding them to groups and that you automatically get put in and it really made her angry because she didn't, so you just said to invite people to your group. Is there a difference between inviting them and adding them? Because I haven't,
You should not add anyone without their permission.
but you just said to invite people.
You can invite people to
So
your
is there's
group.
a different, is
There
there
is a
something else you
different,
can
yeah.
push for an invite as opposed to
Yes,
add?
that is correct. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So, I have a Facebook page, but then I have a business page that's tied to it. Someone was telling me I should separate them. Should I separate my
They
personal
should be,
page?
okay, so you have to have a personal page to have a business page or a group, because they want to know there's a real person behind it, okay?
So I can't.
It is separate, it is separate, even though you had to create your business page from your personal, they are separate. What you post on your business, on your personal page, will never go to your business. The people who put things in and your kids who put silly things on, that's never going to go to your business page.
Okay, so,
They're separate, they're just connected, okay? So that if Facebook needs to come and arrest you, they know who to give your name to the government to, okay? No, they just need a real person, Not that people who are nefarious can't figure out how to get around that, but that's a whole nother conversation. So this is my Facebook page. Here are statistics for the people on. I'm not going to go through all the statistics, but you will be able to see this when you get the slides. And there's demographics. All the demographics that you see here, whenever you put all your information in there, that's how you can promote to Facebook. Who's done Facebook advertising? Okay, so you know how to create an audience. This goes back to the privacy data that I was talking about. So if I want to promote, I was talking about the millennials over here, but if I wanted to promote to anyone like John, who's older, I would go in and say men over the age of, that live in this area.
Make sure the area you pick has money. Okay?
Thanks, John.
Right? So you identify the places where your customers are that have money.
Right, so you can choose your demographics to boost that post or to put an ad out to. The only thing I'm going to say about that is when you create an ad and you're paying for it, have a way to track it. Are they clicking through to a website, to a page that has a Facebook pixel? You need to understand what you're doing instead of just pushing out and say, oh, a couple people liked it. That's not going to get you where you need to be. It can get very complicated, but if you have someone help you understand it and make a plan, it will work for you.
And the other thing is, don't be afraid about boosting your page or advertising. It's not a lot of money to start out, so you can go in there a little bit and see what happens, and you can't get hurt. You can advertise for $5.
Yeah, on Facebook, they're very good about, if you say you're going to spend $20, that's it. It's not so on LinkedIn. Just want you to all know. Yes?
When you advertise on Facebook, and it tells you you've reached so many people, what does that mean exactly?
It means that if I did an ad to all of you, right, you were all in my demographic, and it fed into all of your feeds, that's how many people I've reached. That doesn't mean they looked at it, that doesn't mean they clicked on it, that doesn't mean they did anything with it. It just means that Facebook actually put it in that feed.
Okay, so it shows up in their feed.
That is correct.
How do you tell if they reacted to it?
So then there's the engagement, there's the post engagement, there's the click-through rate, there's the piece where if you're sending them somewhere from that ad, you want them to click through to go to a page, or if they watch your video, if it's a YouTube video that put in, YouTube would give you the statistics of who watched it during that period. Or if you put a Facebook pixel on the page you're sending them to, it would record it, and it would tell you that information.
If you put a Facebook.
So when you go into the advertising piece, in the back end, you can create your own, just like, do you guys know what the Google Analytics code is? So when you have a website, you go to Google, you sign up for Web Analytics, and they give you a code, and that has to be on every page of your website. So Facebook is giving you the same thing. It's giving you a little snippet of code that you have your web person put on each page of your website, so that when I do an ad and I'm sending you there, they can track that. I mean, they can go, I'll get right to you, they can go as far as to, if you have the pixel on your page, you can go in to create an audience to anyone who's been to that particular page in the last 6 months. Okay? So that's how sophisticated it gets. There were 2 questions.
I had a real simple.
Okay.
The 1 to 2 times per day is your suggestion of how often?
So when I do a Facebook plan, there's something every single day of the week, and then I go live or add things ad hoc. Okay?
Going back to the reach part. when
The
you
what
say
part?
Reach.
Reach?
When it reaches, let's say it reaches 100 people, how many of those people are actually, like, what if, is it sending it to people that are not as active as well? Or is
No,
it
they're
only those
sending
that are
it to the people. They don't care active or inactive. They care if they fit your audience demographics, period.
Okay, so they can have an account, but never even go on Facebook.
Right, this gentleman could have an account, and he does not have a smartphone or a computer.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay, let me step back.
That I do.
And if his grandson happened to sit at his computer and go on Facebook or go to different web pages, it would catch him. It wouldn't catch him because he's not signed in for Facebook, because the way it works is you're usually signed into your Facebook page when you're browsing. So then Facebook captures that. Yes, sir?
So would you recommend a landing page from Facebook to your website then?
No, I would only recommend a landing page if you're doing a specific campaign and pushing someone. If you're pushing them to a specific page on your website and it has a Facebook pixel, you will still get what you want. But the page you're pushing them to should have the call to action that you want them to do.
So how are you tracking this?
I'm not tracking it, Facebook is. So you've created your Facebook pixel, you've put it on all the pages of your website. So Facebook now knows this, so if you send something out in a Facebook ad and want them to go to that website, when it happens, it will be on the click-through rate and the post engagement, yes. Yep.
He says it correctly.
A pixel is a snippet of code that goes on your website. It's just HTML code that goes behind the scenes so that it can grab that information. Okay? A pixel in the basic form is when you have a picture on the web, there's so many pixels in it. So it's just a little dot is what it's saying. So,
A
yes.
little dot with a lot of information.
A lot of information, that's correct. Okay, I am going to move to LinkedIn from Facebook if there are no other questions. What's my time tonight?
I think midnight?
Yes, no, 8:30, is it, oh, we're only at 7:05, well, we're good.
Yeah, we're
Okay, okay. I thought it said 8 and I was panicking.
No, we're okay.
Okay, LinkedIn, how many of you are on LinkedIn personally? Excellent, how many have a business page on LinkedIn? Oh. So, but when you did raise your hands, most of you are B2C people, right? Business to consumer as opposed to business to business. B2Bs should absolutely be on LinkedIn because there's a lot of networking and things you can do on LinkedIn. It is the social networking for businesses. If you have LinkedIn on your phone, it reads just like a Facebook feed, only it's all about business and the people that you're connected to. The content should be about your business. You should join groups and you should post articles and you should let people know that you are an expert in your field. I'm sorry, yep.
With LinkedIn, because I've created so many accounts, is there any way to combine them?
No. You need to go and start getting rid of accounts and get them all into one. Yes, John?
Is there anybody here that jumps out and I look around that should be in LinkedIn as their primary source? I try to remember everybody's business.
So this gentleman back here is B2B. He's a digital web designer.
Oh, okay.
Everyone else in here was a B2C, I believe, right?
Okay.
The only things, so the dentist and the acupuncturist, if they were looking for some type of business wellness piece that they were pushing to businesses, they might want to be there. But I don't think yes?
I kind of would too.
Okay, so that might be something if you're looking to do that, that might be a place for you to search for businesses, because this is the same thing on LinkedIn. Size of business, number of employees, location, dollar amount that they generate during the year.
So the point I was trying to get to is, if you look around, you look at all this noise and all those things you have up there, you could almost say, when they start talking about LinkedIn, I'm leaving. Most, other than the 3 or 4.
Right.
It doesn't apply, ignore it, move on. There are other things, places where you can spend your time.
For
to get
business,
something.
but I do
For
think,
business.
you all should have your own personal professional profile on there. That keeps you from having an about me on the website. You can just link to your LinkedIn page. Okay?
But that's something you put up once and then leave, and you don't have to keep it going all the time.
You need to keep it updated. You need to, you may be done updating yours because you're an old guy.
But if they're gonna update it when they move to jobs or something, but it's something I don't have to look at it.
You don't, but if you're working it, you want recommendations, right? You want, on your, right, so, yeah, it depends if you're working it. Yes?
What were you?
I could add a comment to that.
Go ahead.
Is that, the LinkedIn, the way I've used it in the past, especially when I was first getting out of school, is that as you keep it updated, is you get more opportunities, like when people, like if they were looking for say, an acupuncturist to the hospital or
Yep.
something like that, is that you could do, that's a better place than on your website or the.
Right,
places.
absolutely. You need to, as a business person, keep it updated because you never know what's gonna fall into your lap or who's looking or what it is. You know, for me, I connect with a lot of different business people. I also have contacts that have moved jobs. And you don't lose them now if you're connected on LinkedIn. You know what the next place they went to. And if they've gone to another place, maybe it's a place you can do business with. So it is important personally for you to be on that. So this is my LinkedIn page. Here's my old dog that you can teach new tricks, and there's my live one over there. Here are statistics for LinkedIn, so you can go and look at the demographics. And again, you can promote to individuals, you can promote to business when you're doing the advertising on LinkedIn. The other thing with LinkedIn is that you can either have the free service or you can pay. There's all different levels of LinkedIn paid service. So I paid for the lowest level, and that gives me, I think, 35 in-mails a month. And an in-mail means that I can go in and say, like recently I did a nonprofit program where I was marketing executive directors and board members, right, to promote things to. So I could go into LinkedIn, find them, and send them a direct message. Not just push it into their feed, but put it into their inbox. So that's another way you can use LinkedIn.
You can't do that automatically? I mean, I send messages.
If you are a first connection, you may send a message. If you're a second or third connection, you have to get someone to connect you. And here's another interesting thing. How many of you are on Office 365? Okay, so LinkedIn believes that if you have someone's email address, you can be a first level connection for them. So there's an add into Outlook 365 that when you get an email from them, you can just click on it and add them to your first level connection. So if this is where you're marketing, it gives you a lot of tools to do that. Are we ready to move on from LinkedIn?
If you get an email from them.
You send me an email, Mark,
Yeah.
okay? And I can I have Office 365 and I have the add-in for LinkedIn. I can click on it and we can become first level contacts.
Whether I wanted that or not.
That is correct.
Just because I email you?
Yeah, we know each other.
I understand that, but it doesn't mean I necessarily want to be linked. I'm not saying you, I'm saying that.
I'm not going to take it personally.
Right, but if I send an email to somebody, if they have 365,
If they're smart enough, and if they are working LinkedIn and they want to make those connections, yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
But you'll be notified, right?
That is correct.
So then, if you
You
don't
can, yeah,
want
you
to
can,
be-
you can dump them.
Right, so you can deny.
Why wouldn't you want to be linked with other people? Isn't
So
that-
there's a couple school of thought. I don't need to be linked with everyone in the world.
Oh.
I take a more strategic, if I think they're a business that I might do business with, if I think there's someone who might be. But the guy from India who wants to connect with me, absolutely no need to do that. So you can make choices on that. Yes. And some people think, okay, the more the merrier. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that you have to be strategic.
We had a client that wanted to be linked, and she sold chocolate pretzel pieces, okay? And she did not want to be linked to the CEO or the CFO, or she wanted to be linked to the administrative assistant.
Right.
And she would chase them down the
Right, so
street.
she would search for them, right? So she's paying, and you don't have to pay forever, you can pay for a month. You can do your research, I want all the administrative assistants in this area, and she could directly market to them. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Does anyone in here know why? I know that guy does. What? I know. Do you want to tell us why it's the second largest? It's because Google owns it. What? Google owns YouTube. It is the second largest search engine. How many of you have not gone to YouTube to find how to fix something? Okay. You've gone to YouTube to find how to fix it. Okay. He's in. We got him in.
And a little bit of the postal.
But it's okay. You're there. So, engagement videos, training videos, how-to videos. Any of you in this room can make YouTube work for you with short how-to videos. Okay? It doesn't have to be once a month. It can be once every 2 months, but it doesn't have to be overthought or overproduced. Right now, we are streaming live on YouTube. This will be uploaded. I will go up there. I'll have my assistant brand it, and then I'll break it into sections so that I can use it. Yes.
What do you mean break it into sections?
So I have the tools to bring it down, download it, and then break just the Facebook piece in and just the YouTube piece in and do that, and maybe put an extra piece on it, so if someone wants to watch about that, and I can add extra information, I would do that, is what I would do, yeah. And it's a great tool for getting your product out there. So you can be an expert, you can do how-tos, you can show your product. It is a fabulous tool to use. It really is. I have a YouTube channel, and here's my old dog, New Tricks guy again. And I put up how-to videos all the time. I'm doing more and more now, short ones, because YouTube changed their rules, as all platforms do. Where we used to associate your website with YouTube, and then at the end of it, you could put a little thing on it that says, click here to go to my website. You can't do that anymore. You have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watched video. So now you have to have a plan. You do, you have to have a plan, and you can do it 2 minutes at a time, is what you're gonna do, right? You're gonna do that 2-minute how-to, push people to it and get them to watch it. So, but it's worth it, because who owns YouTube? Google does, and Google thinks more of themselves than anyone. And in the back end of YouTube, when you upload a video, it gives you a place for title, keywords, and descriptions, which means it affects your SEO. Search engine optimization is what you're gonna ask me, right, John?
You got it. There we go.
Okay, so YouTube is really important for you to start using it and to start marketing it. Even a little bit at a time. So, go ahead, I'm gonna overwhelm you with statistics in a
I
minute.
just had a quick question about your YouTube videos. Do you find that the shorter, like 2 minutes would be, is it a good
So I'm
amount?
saying 30 to 60 seconds if you're telling them something, because you want to get them interested and you want them to come back. This gentleman who is a travel agent could do 30 seconds on a topic and show all these pictures, and then tell them to come learn more, right? And then he could show more about, so let's say you're doing Italy. Should we use Italy for this one? Okay, so he's gonna show, what are we gonna show in Italy?
Colosseum,
Okay,
Courts of Rome, the Trevi Fountain.
right, real quick ones, all the places you can see, and then he's gonna have longer ones, one on the Colosseum, that's maybe 5 minutes, right, telling more about that particular piece. So you need to get them in, to buy in, that's great, and then you need to get them to look at the other ones. Okay, that's, yes, sir.
So I have a personal YouTube page, so do you suggest opening a YouTube page, YouTube account for the business?
Absolutely, and associate it with your business website, market it and brand it like your business, and put those there. Yep.
Virginia, isn't it safe to say you always want to have a business page in any of these things?
That is correct.
Just keep them separate.
So what happens is if you mix, because you are your brand, but you're not. You have to think a long-term, that brand needs to stand by itself, even though it's you. So you want it to be branded as your business.
Are they similar to, like you said with Facebook, they
Right.
have to have a Facebook page?
Well, actually, YouTube, you don't have to have a personal YouTube one. That's completely different. When I set up a suite for a client, I will get a Gmail account that I will put their YouTube under, their Google Analytics under, and any other Google products under, so it's all encapsulated together. So it's not all different email addresses, and it's fractured. Yes, ma'am?
I've been seeing a trend of people, especially women, rebranding more of their name instead of like the business. So we have like,
So I have a friend, her name is Vanessa Carrera, and she used to be called your social media mentor, and she did decide to rebrand as herself. That's what she wanted to do. There's benefits and negatives to that. I look at things differently. My business, I want to be a standalone business. I want it to be the business. So in 10 or 15 years, when I'm ready to sell it and it has assets, it doesn't matter if I'm attached to it or not. We look at things differently. For her, she's younger. It needs to be all about her. That's fine. But I think you do yourself a disservice. Because then if you bring on another acupuncturist, right? It's still branding you as you instead of the business. And so she's kind of lost in the fray. Okay, statistics. 1 billion unique visitors a month, right? Or is that every minute? I think that's every month, yes. 100 hours of video are uploaded every minute to YouTube. And this is an old slide. Adults 18 to 34 watch more YouTube than cable networks. So I'm going to ask you guys, is that true? Yes?
I don't have cable.
And 6 billion hours of video are viewed every month, and it increases 50% a year.
Wow.
So other than the three gentlemen, right? Anybody else watch more YouTube than video? Oh, so there's 30% of the audience.
Right.
What is there to watch on YouTube that's that
Ask
interesting
that.
all the time?
So YouTube is really changing its model. It's just like Amazon now has Amazon Prime. YouTube is letting us do live. They're giving people the ability to have a red channel, which we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But it's a paid piece, and you have to pay to do it, and you make revenue on those videos. So, and there's people who put out short movies on it. That's what they want to do. So,
There are a lot of movies on YouTube.
yeah.
There's like History Channel like things that I watch on YouTube.
Right.
That are
Everyone has a YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and find things that have been out before, unless they're a proprietary network that wants to force you to their network page to watch it. They're taking, using YouTube.
Battles of the Civil War.
I don't have a cable or I haven't watched TV in probably 3 years. So I get my news from YouTube. If I find something interesting on Facebook, then I go to YouTube and watch the news or watch whatever.
Right, so I'm just about to get my husband to cut the cord on cable.
Yeah.
He's a sports guy, okay? So Hulu gets live sports now, and you can record it to the DVR on Hulu. And that's all, yes, it's a cloud DVR, and now he doesn't need to just watch it when he's at home. He can watch it on his phone wherever he is. So cable has really needs to address their model, because these guys, cable, are not going to be there. They're not going to pay the bill. My son, who is 28, had cable for 6 months and decided that it was a waste of his time.
There's one guy in the back of the room who absolutely not.
Yeah, he and I are on the same page. He could be my kid, right? Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. So do you have any other questions about YouTube before I move on to Pinterest?
Is it easy to upload, to do a, well, should you have a YouTube page before you start uploading videos, or just start uploading?
No, you have to open a YouTube page, so
Okay.
you have somewhere to upload them.
Oh, gotcha.
They have to reside somewhere.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Does your branding have to be the name of your business?
They should be consistent across your platforms if you want people to find you. Because if I'm Weiskopf Consulting here, and I have something silly over there and cute on YouTube, you can't connect the two mentally.
So when you have a YouTube, like, and it's posted on your website.
Right.
Are you, when somebody's clicking on that, are you just uploading it from your page, or is it uploading from your?
Depends how you
website?
embed it in your website and how you're doing it. Sometimes when you click, depends on the type of your website or who's done it. If they click on it and take them back to YouTube, you're watching it there. There are certain websites that you can click on and watch it right there, but it's still being counted on YouTube. They're telling you, because YouTube can go as far as to tell you how many people clicked on it, how many seconds they watched it when they hopped off, and if they came back to watch it a second time. So my YouTube channel has a video that if you come and you watch something there, it shows you my basic video the first time you're there. The second time you're there, it knows you've been there before. It's going to show you the newest video that I've uploaded at the end of the video you've watched. So there's a lot that you can do. Okay, who's on Pinterest? Yep, the women in the audience. So Pinterest is actually very powerful depending on, so for a travel agent, you should be on Pinterest. for sure, because the women are there, and the women are the ones who find the places for their husbands they want to go. And you sit on your couch, and you look at, it's like a magazine, it's a digital magazine. So I was out to dinner with my husband, and we were waiting for our reservation, and we were walking through these little shops, and I found this coaster, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, I tell myself every morning that I will only scan Pinterest while I drink my cup of coffee. It takes me 3 hours to drink it, but that's not the point. So what happens is you go down this little digital rabbit hole, and it's interesting. People have Pinterest weddings. All of them get on together. They have a board. They pull all these pictures into the board, and when they go into the wedding shops, they say, I like this, this, and this. They've already done their pre-shopping. So we're remodeling our bathrooms at home, and I'm picking out things I like to show when the contractor comes.
Yep.
Right? So if you have a product that's applicable, if you're selling a product, if you're an image or a travel agent that I might want to save all these different destinations to go to on a private board, you want to be there, you want to be where your customer is and where they can easily pull things together. So this is my, even I have a Pinterest board for my company because I teach it, so I have a Pinterest board. It says at least 5 times a day, don't freak out about that. 80% is curated, 20% is created on your own, and this is where you can put more how-tos, and you can bring in things like magazine articles or vendors or people who you work with so they can share back and forth with you, their pictures and their subjects. You have to notice now that every picture on the web that you roll over, what does it say? There's a little red box that says save. You click on that, it takes you back to your Pinterest, it just pops up and says which board do you want it on. So no matter where they are, they can save that back to Pinterest. Here we go, 45% women, 17% men, and the rest of the demographics. Yes, sir.
It's a great place to go for recipes.
Recipes, how-tos, art projects.
This recipes, that's what I'm interested in.
That's all you do is recipes on Pinterest?
I want to find out what I'm going to cook.
So what would the baseball guys put on Pinterest that you would use?
Maybe how to slide into bases. Maybe how to round the bases, run more efficiently, stuff like that.
So in this, what I'm gonna put together here is John's son's in baseball. He would sit down and look at this stuff with him, right? But if you guys created the how-to video, you certainly could pull it into your Pinterest page. So you've made one asset, you've used it on 2 platforms to reach 2 different demographics in 2 different areas.
Because the moms will look and come across that, and, you know, the moms will get that.
Right.
You gotta get that.
You're not targeting the kid, you're targeting the mom.
That is correct.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you sit on your Davenport with your iPad, you go to Pinterest and you start looking through crap. And you start going all different places. Because once you push one thing, it gives you a whole bunch of other things that are related, and then it gives you more related, so you never know where you're going to pick up. But it means you need to know your keywords. You need to put those keywords in, and you need to use your SEO when you're doing that. Everyone knows what a keyword is, because John's going to harass me here, yes?
You got it.
Okay.
I bet those guys never thought about moms before they walked in this room.
It's your big bonus, that's your big bonus for tonight, right?
Oh my gosh.
Is that a
So for Mother's Day, you can give her a Pinterest page.
Well, she has an interest.
You need a business Pinterest page.
I bet that's coming in a week or so.
What?
I bet that's coming in a week or so.
So when I'm on my Pinterest page, and the deal with your Pinterest page is if you can pull in curated content. Curated content is something someone else has posted that you can pull in. Because we all want our content shared, and so do they. It gives them credit. So here was 10 things you don't know about your Android phone, because I have a phone board on my Pinterest page. Here is one that says how to create killer content. That's on my email marketing board on my Pinterest page. I've pulled in other things in order to pull those people in, to make connections on Pinterest. See, now these guys aren't gonna pay attention at all now. They're on, they're going.
They're out of here.
They're gone.
You just gotta talk to your mom, she'll discuss.
So how do people find you on Pinterest? They look on your boards because they're Googling
So, no,
keywords?
when you go to
Or I should
Pinterest,
say-
I go to Pinterest, right? So I'm sitting on the couch, I go to Pinterest, and up at the top you can search. So what might you search for?
Well, I just recently searched for haircuts and yeah.
Right, you
Just
can
got
search for short haircuts on Pinterest, and it's gonna bring up all these different haircuts. And if you find one you like, if you click on it, it's gonna show you the salon that posted it, or the magazine that posted it, or where you can get it. You know, my big pet peeve for Pinterest is if people who put something up at Pinterest and you click on the picture, and it doesn't take you to where you're supposed to go. That there's no payoff, you guys gotta be very careful. Because that, 2 clicks, I click on the picture, I get to that spot, and I'm there. Okay? So, there's a search in the top of Pinterest, it's not as good as Google, but it will get you there. Yes, sir?
So say you're creating a Pinterest post for other people to eventually search and find. Does that mean like sort of like hashtags, you need to like have like 60 categories that you type in there? to be-
So it depends, 60, you need to, what are your keywords? What are your
So every
keywords?
time though,
Yes.
you can't have like
It's
some
not,
assigned to your account. that-
sadly enough, I'm so sorry, no.
Okay.
And, Pinterest is the one that's been the hardest to deal with in terms of social media at this point. Now, I do have a platform that I use called CoScheduler that will let me put all of my social media in and will post out to it. And it will go do to Pinterest now, where before you had to do a third-party piece.
Buffer like that?
I don't know, again, I don't use Buffer. CoScheduler gives me a whole calendar, which means I can put everything in there. And I can see a month's worth of stuff into each different platform on each day, and it takes it out and posts it when it's supposed to. Yeah, so it's similar, it's just the one that I prefer. Yes, ma'am?
So I say boards, but I don't understand how it helps a business, because it seems like that would just be, it would be good for an online business, but how, if you're a local business, or you're like a hairstylist, how does that actually help, like getting to your target market locally, geographically?
So, there's no geographics in Pinterest, right? You could pull up a picture from someone in India, right?
Right.
Okay. But if someone is searching for short haircuts and you have done your job and it does come up in the feed, then you've met them. I'm not sure for an acupuncturist if it would be the place to be. Certainly for the travel agent, certainly for the baseball guys. So again, each platform is unique, and is it something that your business can use?
Would it help with like rankings though? At all?
I would say I would put your time into YouTube and putting up those videos and doing a group page on Facebook before I would take you to Pinterest,
Okay.
if I was doing it for you. Okay?
With the pictures of how you,
Yeah, I have like a lot of those.
You, again, it would not be my top one, but that doesn't mean you can't get to it. But that might be something to, is your client on Instagram? What is your demographic for who comes in? What is your age group? Where are they and where are we gonna target them?
I think the one person I've seen on there that is applicable is she puts a lot of time as a writer as well, so she has.
So I'd like to point this is the biggest thing here is go stalk your competition.
Her name we have the same email.
It doesn't matter. The deal is you go out, what are they doing? Does it look good? Does it not look good? Is it applicable? Is it not applicable? It'll give you ideas. It will help you put your plan together. Yes?
Just my question is, this is where I get a little bit confused. So we're talking about how you said keywords or hashtags, right?
Yes.
But then doesn't that eventually, that helps create internet presence, right?
Yes, it
Like,
does.
so you Google it and it's gonna send you to Pinterest and it might be bouncing around a little bit, but, I mean, doesn't that just help?
Absolutely
More
helps.
exposure?
Absolutely helps. Everything you do helps. When you upload a picture, what do you do with that picture? Do you just upload it? Do you rename it?
I don't know. I'm supposed to do it, I don't know.
So if we're really getting serious here, right?
Yeah.
Then when you upload a picture, it should have your company name and the topic on it, right? It shouldn't just have the long 09267 DCM.jpg.
Right, oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Right, I'm serious.
Yeah, yeah.
okay?
Say,
Because when you Google, go to Google Images and Google and say white horses, all of the ones that are tagged, and saying topics white horse are gonna come up. So you want that,
You said your
you said
company.
company name and what else?
what it is, what someone would search for to find it, right? If it's a white horse, it's a white horse. If it's a black horse, it's a black horse. If it's a blue horse or a unicorn, that's what it is. Because that's what, you think about what people are searching for, okay, and how they'll find you.
She mentioned something important, and I'm not going to take away, but she said something about look at your competition. You need to look at them more than once in a while. Not to go on, he and I can help you with that, you can do it yourself, but your competition tells you a lot of stuff that you can do R&D on. R&D to our terms means research and duplicate. Or rip off and duplicate. Okay.
Okay, we're moving on to Google. How many of you search on Google? Everyone goes to Google to search, right? This is where you want to be found. You need to have your keywords, your reviews, and your content all ready for them so that they find you. A while back, Google went to what they call the 3-pack. The top of your feed when you search for something, I searched for plumbers, the top 4 or 5 came up as ads. They say ads, that's what comes up at the top, right? The second piece that comes up is the local listings, and this you get here by being in Google My Business. You have to be in Google My Business. Now, if you have more than one location, there's another whole strategy you have to entail as opposed to just the one brick and mortar, so you're found. But this gets you in the centerpiece by being in Google My Business, which is very important. Then down at the bottom now of this, we have what's called the organic feed. But look what's here, there's a video. So here is a rating. So getting people to do reviews on Google is very important because they take that into consideration when they're putting this first page up. So you need to be aware of keywords, reviews, and consistent content so that Google finds you all over. When I say consistent content across platforms is I have each of my clients create a citation document, name, address, phone number, keywords, description. So everything is same, because if he puts up his business out there at 123 South Main Street and puts it on another platform as 123 S Main Street, it's a different business. All your citations need to be exactly the same. Yes?
So if you have a home-based business,
Uh-huh.
what, you don't want your home address on there? I mean, what, yeah? So you can't just have like
You can,
the
it'll allow
suburb?
you.
You can do a P.O. box.
No, actually, it just allows you, I think there was a place where it said this is a business from home, and I just put Elmhurst, Illinois, and it allowed you not to put a physical address.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like that might be limiting though, because I'm a doula and I go all over Chicagoland.
Right?
So how do I get the people who want to be in Evanston?
So it's a whole nother strategy that you have to entail.
Okay.
But to do it in the back end. I recently hired a young woman who had worked for Google for 7 years. She was an excellent hire. She has 77,000 followers on her YouTube channel. And I'm very excited to have her as part of my company. She has taught me so many really cool things. But there's a lot of strategies in the back end that you get in. And there's one when you're putting it in, when you have multiple, or when you want to reach a bigger audience.
Oh,
Okay. So it's important that you know what you're doing with Google. So when you Google your company, if you're in Google My Business, this piece is going to come up to the right over here. It should show your company, and then here's my Facebook, here's my Blogspot, here's my LinkedIn, and they should all fill that page. Okay, if you've done your job correctly. So this is Google My Business. All you have to do is Google My Business. It'll take you right where you need to be so that you can get yourself set up. If there's nothing else you take away, if you haven't done it, this is what you need to do when you go home. So Google, global visits. Here's Google, here's the rest of them. I'm just saying. And over here, I thought this was very interesting. For generic search terms, Bing gives 26% to local results. Google gives 40% to local results, and Yahoo gives 33% to local results. So Yahoo gives 58% to large websites, and you can see how they're skewed on when they do their searches.
So the blue is local.
The blue is local, yes, right down here, local, right. Large and then local businesses, yes. So Twitter, how many people have a Twitter account? Evan. Do you tweet all the time, or you just get?
Tweet never. I read a lot.
Okay. So if you want a Twitter account for your business, you really have to have a strategy. You have to post 15 to 20 times a day online on Twitter to get. You have to associate yourself with trending topics to be on Twitter. I look at Twitter for municipalities, politicians, newspapers, celebrities. Those people want to get to a mass and people will follow them. Unless your business has a real reason to be on Twitter, a real reason, more work than you want to do. That's just my feeling. If anyone wants to disagree with me, that's fine, but it's just a lot of work. You can be in it, yes ma'am.
I didn't do it, my niece did it.
Uh-huh.
So on my business page, whenever I post to my business page, it automatically posts to Twitter.
And how often do you post to your business page?
Well, I was doing it regularly, but.
Once a week?
No, every day. I was doing it every day. So if there's a way to.
There is absolutely a way to connect them, but what I'm saying is unless you post 15 to 20 times a day on Twitter, no one's ever going to see it because that feed fills up and it goes down and it never comes back up unless it's retweeted. And the percentage of us who are going to get retweeted, don't need to disappoint all of you, is not going to happen. So I would say Twitter is not where you need to be. If it is, then you need to have a strategy for it. So this will tell you all of the Twitter demographics, but I'm just going to move past that, and who uses Twitter. Then I'm moving on to Instagram. How many people have? I just don't think it's. What can I say? I'm honest, and I've had people in my audience argue with me, and that's fine. Instagram. Who has a business Instagram account? Okay, so I think Instagram is an excellent way to use. I do not have an Instagram account. I just don't think that technology is an image kind of thing. Definitely the cat. Can I call you cat girls? Or cat, is that okay? John, that's the way John introduced you. So definitely they have pictures that they want to put on.
They're the exception.
What?
They're an exception. Cats can be on their page.
Okay. And you can definitely get a following, and you can definitely create image. You want to food, travel, art, fashion. The images, you have to have your hashtags and use them because they're highly picked up on Instagram. And you can put little videos up now. And you want to keep your followers, you have to work it 2 to 3 times a day. You have to put content out for them because that's what they thrive on. And this is all created content. You're not sharing anyone else's. This is all about you. So Instagram is growing. They're trying to figure out a way to really monetize it. They put a couple things in, but I'm not willing to share those at this point. There's 400 million monthly active users, 80 million photos a day, 17,000 likes per second, 20,000 comments. Here are your demographics, mostly women. Okay, so if that's your client, that's where you absolutely should have an Instagram account, right? Yeah. Okay, now we're going to look at in 2017 what happens in a minute on the internet. There are 3.5 million searches on Google in a minute. There are 4.1 million videos viewed on YouTube in a minute. There are 46,200 photos uploaded to Instagram in a minute. There are 120 new accounts created on LinkedIn. There are 900,000 logins in a minute on Facebook. There are 156 million emails sent every minute.
Where are we getting all these electrons to do?
It's everywhere. So now, here we are, I'm down to 15 minutes, man.
I was waiting for this one.
This is what you were waiting for,
That's what I
right?
was waiting for.
Okay, I'm on slide 29 of 49, I'm in trouble here. So how do I decide? There are, what we want to do is we want to drive people to our sites, we want to engage them, so we increase their awareness, nurture them, so that then we can sell to them. Okay, which means to grow your business. It's not a buy now. You want to engage them and nurture them, so that when they're ready, they know you're the expert and they're going to buy from you. Know who you are. That goes back to that citation document and knowing who you are and what you're pushing forward. So it goes to the branding piece, right? Consistent logo, consistent colors, consistent voice. Voice is very important. Correct citations. Now, you should all Google yourself, or you should all go to a place called Manta.com. Manta.com is a platform, and it costs you $99 a month. You can do it for a short period of time. It goes out and finds all of your citations, even ones you had no idea existed, and corrects all of them for you.
What's it called? Spell it.
Manta, MANTA.com.
What do you mean there are citations? What's a citation?
Citation is anywhere you're listed on the web.
And what do you mean, how you correct it? In what way?
You don't. Some of them you can't. There's
No,
some.
you just said you go there to correct your citations.
Manta is connected with all, it's their, that's what they do. They sell this service. It's $99 a month. They're connected with all of these different platforms. They take your information and go look, your company name, and come back and say, this is what this platform says and this platform says, and you tell them what it's supposed to be and they'll correct them all.
Oh, to make all the names consistent, all the addresses
Everything
consistent. Is that what you
consistent,
mean?
that is correct.
Okay.
So like, if you had an old phone number 8 years ago for your business and you have a new one, there are places on the web where that phone number still lives. Manta can help you correct it. I think it's a good exercise for 2 to 3 months and get everything cleaned up. Doesn't mean you have to be there all the time, but it's a great thing to use.
So it's a once a year kind of thing, or?
Yeah,
several times?
absolutely.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. You should have a tagline. Okay, mine is translating technology into a language you speak, because I want you to be able to use technology. And you should have a business story. And a business story is not your history. It's your passion, why you do it, what you do. This document, once you have it written, can move across all your platforms. So know who you are. So this is me. See, this is my little avatar. She actually talks when you're online. So it has my branding, it has my tagline, it has my green, which is everywhere. Same thing here. Same thing here. So all of them, you know where you are, right? You know that it's me that you're dealing with. So the next thing is to have a plan, right? Is your website ready for visitors? Is it current? Is branding applied? All of these things apply. Did I do them all? I mean, it's overwhelming to think about all the things you need to do. You just came to learn about social media, and all of it evolves together. If you want to be found online, you need to have all the pieces that work together. Everything you do that you're promoting at the end needs a call to action. So if you're promoting on Facebook, there's a call to action that sends you a specific place so that you can measure it. Or you're getting an event sign, an email sign up. Every place you go that wants to give you a download or something special, what do they ask you for? Right, because they're saying, I want your email, I'm going to connect with you. Right, how many of you have more than one email? Okay, right, so we don't always have to give them the one we want, we can give them another one. But if they're sending it to us, then we have to give them one that we're going to get it, yes.
When you're creating video content that you upload to YouTube or wherever, is there a specific video editing software that you use before you upload it?
So I have a bunch of different softwares because, each software does something specific. I have one called Power Director that I really like. I think we're on 15 or 16 now, but it gives me a lot of, it comes with, and it's not really that expensive when you think about big packages. It gives me a screen recorder, so I can do a how-to video very easily. It gives me the regular editing where I can bring it in, So if I've made a, let's say, a graphics video on one of my other platforms, I can bring it in there and put an end piece on so it stays longer, and then put the information I want, the call to action I want to do in it. So yes, I do. Mhm. Yes, sir.
As far as posting, like, do you have any recommendations as far as the 80-20 rule, like
Yep.
promotional versus
80,
educational?
that's right. 80% engagement, 20% promotion. That is absolutely right. Okay.
You agree with
Yes.
that? Okay.
Absolutely. You're starting a relationship. Let's consider it a date, okay? You go out for coffee. You have coffee, you get to know them, and that's it. And then you move on. You don't, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't go there. I'll move on, okay? But the point is you want to start a relationship and get to know them and let them get to know you. So yes, the 80-20 rule is very important. Absolutely.
What was the percentage again? You said
80% engagement, 20% call to action. You could even do, if you're going to break that 80% down, you could do 50% engage, other things in engagement, and 30% tips and tricks, because you're sharing your knowledge for that, okay?
What would the 50% be then?
Okay, I'm going to use the cat ladies because they're easy. So these ladies could post all day long cute cat videos on their site that people would share and get to know them, right? Understand that you need to look at yourself with humor and with ideas that are outside the box, and connect with people that way also. Not completely outside the box, but something that's related back to what you do as a business, right? So if you're doing an email sign up to collect that, you're going to get them to watch your video, they're going to download a white paper, and a white paper is just a PDF of something you're giving them. Right, that's information, like it may be, if they're going to watch the video, I actually have the paper how-to that they can download, but they need to share their email address with me before they do that.
You got a question?
Oh,
Question?
look, you were one slide too many. Sure, what, yeah, it's the 80-20 rule that we were just getting to. Yes, ma'am, who had the
I
question?
was going to say, would you do like a short intro so they could download and get the rest of it to send them?
No.
No.
Okay, there's a line between I hate where they say, this tool is free, and you install it, and you do it, and you get to the end, and they say, oh yeah, but it's $49.95. I feel like I need to be very honest with my clients, and there's no loss leaders. So I let them know up front what's going to happen. You need to build the relationship with them that they want to download the rest, or they want to go to that place.
So you don't give them like one tip and then they have to give their email for the rest of it?
No.
Okay.
So Virginia, for the baseball guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's how to slide into second base.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to see other tips and tricks, come and do that. Is that-
Right, or you ask them to subscribe to your channel so they come out all the time. You have to know what you're asking them and what you want to gain from it. Here, let me go back. Do you want to gain an event sign up? Do you want to gain a subscriber? So you've given them that one trip. If you subscribe, now you're connected with them, and when you upload that, they know and they come back. So you're developing that relationship. Now there may be a white paper that has all these tips, okay, I've lost it here. Tips or tricks or information that you want them to do for stretching or whatever that they can download, and then you can ask for their email address. But you have to decide how you're going to develop that rapport with them. Okay? So here's our 80-20 rule. Oh, I had them back. 50% hints and tips, 30% interesting and entertainment posts.
Now, wait, for the interesting and entertaining posts, we're talking about our business pages, right?
Mhm.
So should we make sure that they have in some way connect to our business?
Sometimes yes and sometimes no. There's a lot of really fun holidays that happen. Like there's National Chocolate Day. You could put a great video about making chocolate or someone falling in chocolate.
For my nutrition company?
Okay, maybe that was a really bad example here. Yeah. But yes. But so.
How to make a healthier version of whatever.
Well, no, but it needs to be funny, right? It's
Oh,
National
funny.
Chocolate Day. You've eaten healthy all week. It's National Chocolate Day. Enjoy yourself. You know, maybe someone's bathing in chocolate. I don't know. But that's the kind of stuff you want to do.
There's days that fit your business. Go to one of those calendars, find it, and then when those things come
It's
up,
called holidayinsights.com, or if you just Google Bazaar Holidays, it will come right up. And there's a holiday for every single day.
And there's probably 5 for you a year that you could put a post up there that apply to your business and you can.
Absolutely.
Well, I have something specific in mind, is
There's
that
going to be National Apple Day.
I watch a lot of movies, so I've posted like movie reviews and people seem to really like them, but that really has nothing to do with my business. But if I did that on my business page and I did it once a week, every time I saw a movie, it's not really connected. Would that be too off base? Just because I know people have told me they found it very interesting.
They find them interesting if they're sharing them, and if you're getting, it could be Monday movie reviews. You know, this is what I did this weekend, and it could be a theme for you, and that would not be bad.
I said this earlier, that we're here to make money. Think about how that fits in.
Right.
So.
Okay, so then we have I need to move it along here. The 20% promotional, all your call to actions that you're gonna do, but we need to remember it's all about them. It's not about us at all. It's what about they wanna hear, what they wanna do, and what they're gonna get for it. I have 5 minutes, is that right?
No, you can go.
What does 8:15 in it?
Is it, what is it?
You go to-
8:15.
I can go to
If
8:30.
you have to leave, we'll go to 8:15. If you have to leave, that's fine, okay? We'll go to 8:15 because everybody looks like they're engaged and mostly awake.
So when we use content that we share, this is something here. On one of the sites, it was TechCrunch.com. There was 13 awesome Valentine techie ideas. I shared this on my Facebook page. It's related to what I do, but it was something fun for Valentine's Day. Here, there was an interesting Facebook post about how you could put multiple pieces on a post that I wanted to share with people. Here we are, John. This was our event 2 years ago, and I wanted to share with everyone that I had an event. I also share my videos online. You know, from YouTube. I've taken this asset. It's not only on YouTube where it's housed, it's on my website, and I promote it and push it out on Facebook and LinkedIn. So you can share others' content and put your own spin to it. This one I showed you. This here, how many have ever had ransomware? Excellent. So, but I put it out. It was an article from PC World, but I thought it was very relevant for my clients to understand that and for me to share that as technical. Images are really important. So you want to do that, and they need to be mobile friendly. Whatever you do, you need to check on your phone, because we're pushing 60% of the people do everything on their phone. Canva. Now, if you have to create pictures, who uses Canva.com? Excellent. Canva.com is a free place to go. Do not sign up with Facebook or with Google. Sign up with your email address. You should never share that with another platform. Okay? And when you log in, it gives you all different templates, all different sizes. If you say you want to do a Facebook post, it will bring the right size graphic up. You can drop and drag, you can upload from here, and you can put text on it, and you can make your graphic right here and download it to your desktop. You don't have to have a graphics program.
Free.
It is free.
I've tried PicMonkey.
This is great. Canva is great.
Is there certain parts of it that are?
Right, so there's some free pictures, and there's some free social icons, and there's free stuff. Then they have the paid pieces and the paid pictures, but you can do everything for free and upload it from your computer. Okay? Share your content online, and this is what I'm talking about. Here's my YouTube video. It's on my website. It is on social media, and I've sent it out in an email. Use your assets that you made across the board. So, and we talked about this earlier, when I asked you how many times you have bought something because someone else had said something. So, it makes a difference, what you put out. Let me go back. I skipped one. Okay, so, do I use advertising as the next piece? All of these can be marketed by demographics. You need to know your goal. I've talked about it. You need to measure your results. And consider using professional until you know how to do it, or go and do the tutorials. So here in Facebook, you can boost an ad or create an ad. Two different things. Boosting a post is a post that you're just pushing it out. Now, if you've made a post and there's no call to action, you're not going to get returned. So, but an ad you will. So on Pinterest, you can create a pin that links to an offer, or you can create a board that showcases all your offers. In LinkedIn, you can do sponsored content, text ads, or you can do direct in-mail. In YouTube, this is where here, you used to be able to send them right back to your website, but now you have to meet their criteria. But you can push whatever next video it is at the end of your video. And that's a setting in the back. And then we have business locations, and how many have done pay-per-click ads in here? Okay, so using Google Adwords. So, and I want to mention that the best contact you have is a direct contact, whether it's text or it's email. You have a one-on-one connection with that person. 90% of emails get delivered to the inbox, where 2% of posts go out, and that's what I was telling you, where if I send it out to these guys and they do nothing, it falls off, but if they like it, it goes to the next group. So, but mail goes directly in. So, you want to have your call to action, you want to push them to your website, you want to give them something, and you want to capture their information. You have a sign-up form, because then you can market to them.
We're going to get these on your YouTube.
Well, this is going to be on YouTube, so you can watch it again and turn it up really loud.
My mentor told me to take good notes.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it.
Is that right? Which one of you told him to take notes?
You did.
Okay.
We will get it to you.
Yeah.
We'll get it
Yeah.
to you tomorrow.
Yeah. So this is how your universe should work. You should have your website and you should have everything connected back to it. So we're at the end. I rushed through the end there so that we can ask more questions. I also going to raffle book. Okay. The purpose of the raffle is twofold. One, it's to collect your business cards so that I can email you, just like I talked about, okay? Not gonna pull any punches. You can get the slides and hop right off my list if you want. And the other one is to get the book. So I'm gonna pass this around. If you don't have a business card, there's some blank cards in here, and I will draw, okay?
I'm going to make a point about what you just said, because internally, that's been a little issue. So, remember, she's someone who helps small business grow. She's a small business person. She's doing what she tells you to do, get their contact information. So, no holds barred. There's a twofold purposes. But where else have you gotten, in what, an hour and a half of lecture like that?
Nowhere.
I don't know.
You must all have one takeaway from tonight. The baseball guys, we don't.
We got them.
Yeah, we got them. So I also, some of you got a card when you came in. If you want, we'll give anyone who's in here tonight a half an hour Zoom meeting to talk about their business and help them. So if you would like that, you can fill this out and leave it with me. And if not, you don't have to.
Okay, so what about something like, I think it's called Hootsuite, where it pushes out to multiple platforms
Okay.
and time?
Okay, Hootsuite is great, but if you don't pay the price for Hootsuite, it's posted by Hootsuite. It says,
I don't understand.
so when you look at a post, and it comes from me, it's posted from Virginia Weiskopf, right? If you put a post out and Hootsuite's pushing it out on all the platforms, it says posted by Hootsuite, unless you're paying for it.
It's like anonymous.
That is correct. So it works. It's not my platform of choice. If it works for you, I don't have a problem with that. But
Otherwise, you have to post to every single one.
well, so my platform co-scheduler that I talked about earlier
What is
today,
it?
co-scheduler,
Okay, that's what, I thought you said
it's still
something.
a paid platform. It's $40 a month. I find it very worth it. But each of you are in a different spot for your businesses and need to decide whether you need to start with a free service or a paid service. Okay? And I don't know if co-scheduler has a free part. It might. If you didn't get one of these. Does anyone else want a postcard? There you go. Over here? My brother lives in Charlotte. So, yes? You may have a postcard. You're welcome. So what'll happen is tomorrow, I will give all of the cards to my assistant, who will upload them and email it out. She's not only gonna attach the file, she will attach the link to this video. So if you don't wanna read through it, you can go and watch it again.
And one thing to remember is, she's the social media queen. Queen, right?
I'm good with Queen.
Okay. If you have other things, like you want to get your business plan ready, you want to do cash flow, you want to do all those other things, that guy, and 90 of us others are there to help you with your small business things.
Yeah, SCORE is a great resource, you guys. It's free. They're wonderful guys, and they help you to get to where you need to be.
So,
You want to do the old school drawing piece? Or you can put your, you can. You have to put it in if you're going to draw. It's only fair. It's not that I was encouraging you to put it in. I was going to let you draw, and I'll mix them all up. Oh, you don't have yours in here? Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. We have another one to go in. Is everything in here?
okay.
Yes.
I'll give it.
Yeah, it's okay, did I?
No, you're good.
Okay, if you want to do this, let me have John do it. You can do this. Okay.
If I pick my own,
3.
He didn't fold it, I watched it, he didn't fold it, so. Okay. Natalie, there you go, Natalie. You get this 500 social media marketing tips. You're welcome. I want to thank all of you for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I hope I answered all your questions, and I hope I made your heads explode.
Well, I want to thank you too, and I want to thank Virginia. Great job. She always does a great job. More information than you can possibly absorb. But that's what your small business life is like. Remember how you thought it was going to be easy, no problem. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. She's not having fun doing what she's doing, right?